And now, direct from the Polish patio, it's the DIFHL podcast with your hosts, Keith and Chris.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second installment of the DIFHL podcast. I'm Keith, the commissioner, and my good friend Chris Barmos, and we're here today to catch up on everybody's keepers. But, however, today we have a guest star. This man needs no introduction. He's an original member of the league, and everybody just absolutely loves him. Mr. Joe Biondo.
How's it going?
Joe, welcome to the Polish patio.
I can think of a couple people that absolutely love me, but that's okay. That's another conversation for another day.
Lovable son of a bitch. No.
That's the mic?
Yeah, so you don't have to, just pick it up.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so what we're just going to do is we're going to make some calls for some people. We have our picks. I have some other picks, so we're first going to call Doug Sapansky, who is team. You ready?
Hey.
What's up?
Are you recording yet?
Yeah.
All
right, buddy. We're on it.
Before we start,
Why don't you give me your 5 keepers and let's go on.
Before we start, I just want to say, long-time listener, first-time caller, guys, all right? You guys are doing amazing.
We appreciate that.
All right, so here we go.
Thanks, buddy.
Keepers. Cole Caulfield. Lucas Raymond. Jake Gensel. Brady Tkachuk. And drumroll, Quentin Byfield.
Cool. All right, bud.
Definitely going with the youth, I think.
That's definitely a young team.
It's a young team. Yeah.
But,
wet behind the ears, but he likes them young.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I don't think
Are we talking hockey players or girls?
I don't think any of these guys are 26.
Console hockey?
Console hockey.
Hey, when you win the year before, you can afford to start trying to do a little bit of semi-rebuild here.
Facts.
See, I told you, he's the Bill Belichick of our league.
He is.
He wins, he goes after the teenagers.
That's right.
Okay.
That's
all
good.
right, bud.
You got to.
So the question, though, how did Brady feel about you breaking up the brother duo?
Oh, he's a little upset, for sure. But when somebody offers you the 9th overall pick for this guy, you got to take it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So was there any hard keepers? I mean, was there any hard decisions for you?
No, not really. I mean, parting with Matthew Tkachuk was a little hard, but like I said, the 9th overall pick, I got to take that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I like 4 of his 5 keepers. The one, and I think he said it was the last one that he said was Byfield. But I mean, if you got a thing for him, and if he finally catches on and does well, I think you got a keeper there. But I think the other 4 are just absolutely solid. I think there's no question that you keep all 4 of those guys. So, good job.
I think Byfield's on the same path Raymond has been on every year, just getting more and more points, better as it goes on. I think I'm projecting 35 plus goals for this guy this year.
Cool.
All right,
buddy. Well, thanks a lot, man.
Well, thanks for checking in with us. We'll see you soon, Doug.
Good luck, brother.
Take care, Doug.
All right, take care, guys.
Bye.
All right, bye.
So, Keith, how did he acquire these players that he's going to keep?
Yeah, I wrote down how all these players are picked, and Doug, he makes trades all the time. But Brady Tkachuk was traded with Hamburg in 2025. Gensel with Cheek to Vegas in 2025. Byfield was traded from me last week. Lucas Raymond in 2025 from me, and Caulfield in 2025 from me. So
these are all recent.
Yeah, Doug likes to trade away. He's not shy.
There's no homegrown talent.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to team number 2, which is going to be Mark Rieski and Cheek to Vegas.
I can't cut him in.
Leave a message at the beep.
All right, Mark, way to be prepared like usual.
All right.
Let's try that again. And then we'll go back to Mark. Thanks, Mark. You're doing great. So my keepers this year are going to be Connor McDavid, Matt Boldy, JT Miller, Wyatt Johnston, and Rasmus Dahlin. And
so you're still holding on McDavid. You've had a lot of offers. You've had a lot of offers.
I'm getting to the point where it's almost over. You can only have a guy so long, then you're ready to move.
He'll be on Doug's team before the end of the year.
Has McDavid won a championship with you yet?
Yeah, 2.
2.
Yeah.
Okay.
So more than he has in his real career, which is great.
Yeah. I traded for McDavid in 2018 with Cheek to Vegas. Last year I traded for Matt Boldy with Hamburg. JT Miller I traded with Chief to Vegas this offseason. And Wyatt Johnson I traded with South Lakeview last year, and I traded for Darlene in that Michkov and Bedard trade with South Lakeview this year. So I wanted to get a defenseman because I think that they're going to be a little scarce this year. It's not like it usually is. These guys, there's only like 7, 8 really good defensemen, and that's why I was thinking. So that's why I wanted to get Darlene. All the other guys, I usually get to the end of the season and trade off who I can trade, and then I keep the rest, and that's where I am at that. But I love my players though.
Yeah, kind of odd for you though to keep a defenseman.
I usually don't.
Yeah,
like I said,
I can't think of the last time you might have kept one.
Somehow I just feel like there's only like 6 or 7, and I don't have a first or second round pick, so I knew that I wouldn't be in the mix for the.
He knew what was coming.
So I was like, all right, I'm going to take the chance at it. I actually traded off Lucas Raymond with him in order to keep Darlene. So that would have been my other pick if I kept Raymond. But, so I just what's the thing?
That's right, because you had Raymond.
Yeah. Was there anybody else that might have cracked in? Who was your 6th?
I can't remember who my 6 was. I don't know. I don't think there was one. I think what I did was I had other guys or players. I traded them off.
Yeah.
I traded Heischer and Rantanen to Tovacoke really right after. And, like I said, I get a group of guys. I trade off whoever wants them, and I keep the rest. Let it filter down, and then these are the 5 I have left.
Nice.
But I did go after Darlene. The Michkov Bedard thing will probably be the thing we all talk about for the next year. At least that'll be the interesting thing. I just did it because I get Michkov for another year, and I don't know if Bedard is going to be that player, kind of like McKinnon was. In the beginning, he wasn't that good.
Nope.
He was okay.
All the hype.
He was good, but then one year he blows up. Is that in 2 years? Is that in 3 years? So
it might be a 4-year thing with Bedard.
Yeah, I mean, the team's terrible. So
his problem too is that he's not even fully grown, really. I mean, he's a smallish kind of guy.
Yeah, well, Kane was too, but
right.
I mean,
I don't know. Well, I don't think he's a bad player. I think he's going to be good, but I think Michkov is about as good, and I get him for another year. So that was really what I did with that. Okay. And I'm not really worried about Bedard. So, should we give Mark a try again, or should we?
We can give him one more try. If not, I don't care.
If not, we fine him.
The team,
or not
that I don't care.
You find him a first-round pick because you don't have your keepers in.
Hello.
Hey, guy, what's going on?
How you doing?
All right. How's it going, buddy?
I'm doing very well, very well.
You got me, Chris, and Joe here.
And all the internet. Say hi to the internet there, Mark.
Hello, everyone out there.
So, what do you got as keepers, brother?
All right. My keepers are quite solid, I would hope. But first guy I'm going with is Willie Nylander, Toronto forward. My second keeper is Philip Forsberg. My third keeper is Quinn Hughes. Fourth keeper, Dylan Larkin of Detroit. And my 5th keeper, Evan Bouchard, defenseman from Edmonton.
Okay, cool, dude, man. I was just talking about why I went for like Darlene. Tell me why you're going with 2D.
To be honest with you, the 2D on this side, it's not something I'm accustomed to doing, but I feel
neither.
like the 2D that I have are top probably 5 in the league for sure. And in our league, it's tough to find almost a 2-point defenseman like that. And, at least have them rock steady and ready to go type thing from the defensive side so I can just focus on forwards. Plus, I think the other reason I made that move is I like my rookie pool a little bit. Matt Coronados, made a step up for me last year. Marco Kasper also took a step up. So I feel like I got some depth at my rookie pool that I can take a chance on 2 good defensemen here and see what it does.
Yeah. I know we had talked about it before, and I didn't blame. I was like, yeah, I mean, those guys are great.
Yeah, I was torn because I liked Rupe Hintz, but he's just, he's good. But in terms of fantasy value, he's just, it just hasn't really hit for me the last couple of years. So I felt like it was time to move on.
Cool. All right, bud. Well, thanks for your keepers.
Well, thanks for taking time out and answering the phone.
Absolutely. Well, thanks, boys. Have fun, and look forward to listening to the rest.
All right, buddy. See you later, man. Thanks.
All right, boys. Bye.
I am against keeping defensemen.
Yeah.
I've always been, but I understand why you would do it.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing too. It's all about your roster makeup. Because if you have a Michkov, or if you have a guy, a rookie that's pretty good, that's going to contribute, then you would probably keep a defenseman, right? Whereas maybe your rookie pool might be one of the defensemen that you keep. I mean, and that's traditionally.
Well, there's always been a few defensemen.
You got to
have
the
'90s that were always kept.
You got to have your top. You got to make sure that you have. My opinion is you have to make sure you have your top 5 forwards, and you can always draft a decent core of defensemen. Your forwards are going to win you everything. I'm not knocking keeping a defenseman at all. I understand why you would do it. I just don't know. I don't know I would ever keep 2 defensemen. I think that's too much.
Oh,
But
I think that, but I did like Dahling. I still have Logan Cooley and Michkov, so it kind of like gives me a little leeway on that. And like I said,
100%.
I didn't have a first or second round pick, so I'm like, there's not a chance of getting a defenseman.
No, and it depends. And again, like I said, I preface that by saying it depends on what you have in your lineup, and everything else.
Right.
And that's I totally get that. I just am the one who would never.
Oh, I get you.
I never do.
Well, now the point system's pretty balanced out, and you do have some defensemen that can be 2-point a game.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I mean, and that's hard not to keep them, even though they're a defenseman.
I don't disagree.
I mean, I can remember. I don't think McInnes or Leach ever went into the draft back in the day. Right? No, nobody ever gave those guys up, right? Because they were so valuable.
No, right.
So
okay, we're gonna move on to the next team, which is team number 4, which is Jeremy Raski, and I don't care. And I'm gonna have my man Chris here give us who there. Oh, wait a second. Let me tell you what Mark's team did. He got William Nylander in a trade with me in 2024. He got Philip Forsberg in a trade with South Lakeview in 2025. He made that trade with Draisaitl and all those guys last year with Jeremy, and he got Quinn Hughes. He traded with Doug again in South Lakeview with Dylan Larkin. But Evan Bouchard was drafted in the first round and pick number 4 in 2024.
What was his? I know I had his point total the year before. I threw him back in the draft. He was great. Last year, where were his point total?
He was okay.
He wasn't
he
top
struggled
10,
a
was
little
he?
bit. I don't know. But he struggled for a little bit of the season, I remember.
Yeah.
So.
We'll have to check with Mission Control on that. Look that up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like I said, we'll go to team number 4, Jeremy Raski, and I don't care. And I'll let Chris have fun pronouncing names.
So, yes, this is not a call-in. This one was just a submitted roster, keepers. So, 2 players that I'm familiar with that were once on my personal team. Kucherov and Pasternak, keeping both of those. Leon Draisaitl, keeper there. You have to keep him. Zach Werenski, defenseman. So we have our 4th defenseman, 4 teams deep, and 4 defensemen already protected. And then Marchenko, also forward from Columbus, was his 5th protection.
I mean, that's pretty solid. That's 3 top picks.
That's a tough line.
If those 3 stay healthy, that's a hard 3 to beat.
Yeah, you can count. You might be able to count Marchenko as getting 80 points this year. It's a good possibility, maybe 90.
That's a pretty solid line.
Yeah, he set himself up pretty nice here.
Absolutely did.
You hate to see it, but you got to admit it.
Well, no, absolutely. There's no question. I mean, those are all top. He's got 3 easily top 10 forwards there, and Kirill Marchenko could be top 20, depending on how Columbus performed this year.
He also does have 2 Columbus, but that's okay. I mean, you got 2 pretty good players. I know that Werenski is going in like other mock drafts I've been watching, and he goes pretty high too. So, Jeremy got Kucherov in a trade with Hamburg in 2024. He made that big deal with Draisaitl last year with his brother, Cheek to Vegas. David Pasternak, he traded with me in 2019. I think that was the Matthews trade. We traded those 2 guys over at Mark's house. And Marchenko was drafted last year in the 14th round, pick number 8. That's pretty solid.
That's very solid.
I know
that's a steal.
I came down to him taking either Holloway or Marchenko, and he took Marchenko because I wasn't sure which one he was going to take. But Holloway's a good player too. But
I like the Marchenko over Holloway.
I think he did the right choice too.
I think he did.
All right, next time we're going to go on to the Alexandria Bay Knights, which is
Who?
Mr. Biondo.
Our
And
guest
let's,
star,
tell us
our
who,
guest picker for today.
Who we're keeping, bud?
I really no defenseman. Go figure. But I've got a couple of decent defensemen that are rookies, so I'm banking on them a little bit this year. But I'll find somebody that somebody can pick up next year. So I really looked at my lineup, and there was really I don't know. You guys obviously looked at it. There were really no surprises, right? Nathan McKinnon. Can I announce who they got traded for and everything else? Can I do all that?
If you want to do that,
Yeah. So Nathan McKinnon, who I picked up, traded for Keith in 2017. And it was just when he was on
That is the longest tenured player in the league.
Is he really?
Yeah, because I got McDavid in 2018, but 2017 he's the longest.
That's interesting.
tenured player. Yeah.
Wow. Jack Hughes, who I traded with Keith. I had to keep Jack Hughes. He's been injury prone as of late. But when he's playing and when he's playing 100%, I just think he's top 5, top 7 player in the National Hockey League. He just the last 2 years, before he got hurt 2 years ago, when I traded for him, he was living up to the bill, and he was in the top 5, top 10. And last couple, he just got a little bit of the injury bug. But if you guys remember, Nathan McKinnon, he got a bit of the injury bug as well, and he came back. So that's what I'm hoping. I mean, Jack Hughes, the pedigree, everything else.
Yeah, I don't need to say interrupt. The only thing about Jack Hughes is he gets the strangest injuries.
Yep.
He falls.
Yes.
Going around the net. He's
Yep.
off, it's weird. But
Yep.
He falls, he breaks his leg. He hits the wall at 100 miles an hour. He's fine.
He's fine.
Like I think if
I don't disagree.
If Hughes plays, you're one of the top teams in the league. If you're not, you're still a top team league. But that is one of the keys I think to your team.
And he was him not being in the lineup.
Yeah,
for most of last year was huge. The fact that my team performed the way they did last year without him was pretty amazing.
He's one of the top fantasy players. I mean, hockey, he's good, but fantasy's great.
Yes. Sidney Crosby. This would be one that people might question or whatever, but Sidney Crosby, he's going to be a starter on any team until the man retires. He's a solid player. He still gets points. Everybody's saying, well, he's going to regress. It's Sidney Crosby. He's generational talent. You're not getting rid of him. Then I went with Sebastian, and I got Sidney. I traded with Chito Vegas last year, and that was actually to go into the playoff run to supplement for not having Hughes. And he did pretty well for me in the playoffs. So I'm keeping Sidney Crosby. I think I traded him with JT Miller, and I traded away JT Miller, great player and everything else, but down the road, he became very, very inconsistent.
And Mark actually flipped them to me later on in the summer.
Yeah, and JT Miller is a great player, but he's just too inconsistent for me, and I just But then Sebastian Aho, who I traded with Chito Vegas in 22, another solid player. One of the reasons why I keep him on the team too is that he plays both sides. He plays He plays all the specialties, and plus he plays. He's got regular ice time. So Sebastian Aho, he's always on the ice for that team, no matter what. He kills penalties. He's on the power play. He is one of their top scorers. I'm a little bit iffy on keeping Carolina Hurricanes only because they're a good team, but they're not like this dynamic punch-out scoring team. And I'm hoping that Sebastian, rejuvenates himself in this year like he played maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And then finally, of course, Tage Thompson, who I drafted in the second round in 2023. And Tage is, he's Buffalo's number 1 player. When he's in the lineup, he's going to get points this year. I predict that he can get, if he's healthy, he'll get 40 goals, maybe 75, 80 points. But he's going to rack up a bunch of points for me as well. So, and I expect. I may be one of the few optimists maybe in this room or whatever, but I'm pretty optimistic about the Sabres and what they can do this year.
No, actually, I am too. Yeah. It's something different this year than
it's way different.
You're going to need Benson and Quinn Hughes or Jack Quinn to come up higher, and I don't know. It's going to be weird. If Norris
I think this is probably the best chance, and realistically, they've had in the last 5 years.
I mean, when you look at it, you have to. I talked to a friend at work today, and we were saying the Sabres need to make the playoffs even by mistake, right? Yeah. With a lot of averages say they're going to eventually make the playoffs. And here's why this is kind of stupid, but here's the reason why I think they're going to make the playoffs. The first time in my season ticket package, yes, I'm a dumbass. I up my season tickets. I went in with my same group of guys. We've never been to the playoffs since I've been in this group, but this is the first year I got to pick number one. And when the order of the playoff picks go, you get the first playoff game since I picked number one. So I get the very first playoff game. So I'm hoping this year, first playoff game, get to give more money to Terry Pagula. But I love me some Sabres, so we'll see what happens this year.
So when I was going through, I kind of like put down projections, and I got down to Aho and Kyrou.
Okay.
Why did you not take Kyrou?
I think Kyrou is a great player. I think he's on the cusp of things. I'm not sure, and this is just me, I'm not sure that I necessarily like the supporting cast that Kyrou might have. He's got good players around him, but I don't know that there's the consistency of the supporting cast around him. And there were times during the season, and that was a tough decision. I'm not going to lie.
I remember 2 years ago, he was like, that he put me into the championship.
Correct.
It was great.
It was great. But even last year in the playoffs, he really didn't do much.
Yeah.
And even going down the stretch, going into the playoffs, Kyrou really didn't do much. And Aho was like kind of more consistent. I worry about the supporting cast that Kyrou has. I may be wrong, but that just
Kyrou to me is very streaky.
Very.
Like 1 week he's 10 points, the next 2 he's got.
He reminds me of Miro Satan. He's like a Miro Satan. Yeah. He disappears, but when he disappears for like a month.
I always wonder if he's on the wrong team. Like if he'd be better on a different team, but I don't know.
Well, maybe on a different team, like maybe on a team that where he may not be asked to like carry the load. You know, and more in a support role, maybe. You know, I could see him going to a team like Las Vegas and being way more consistent.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's the coach too.
Right.
Okay. Well, let's move on. Thanks, Joe. That was great.
And Joe, don't worry about cameras and everything. Just loosen up. Be yourself. Don't worry about talking. You know, it'll come to you. Don't worry.
Well, this is gonna be the longest podcast ever. So
we're gonna go for 20 minutes.
When they were on there, I was like, "Them bastards."
They know you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now we're up with the Pat. Do you want to
call
get
Pat? I'll see if I can give him a call.
Pat changes moved his team to the Eskenazi.
What
do you call it? The Zippers. That's where Eskenazi is where he had his heart attack.
Oh, really?
So that's why I wore this shirt. Eskenazi, blood runs through my veins.
That's awesome.
Hello.
Hello,
Patrick,
Mr.
what's
Pat.
going on, bud?
Mr. Law.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, we got Joe here, me, and Chris.
All right. Hey,
What?
what's up?
Welcome to the podcast, sir.
Thanks for having me. It's an honor to be on with two great hockey guys in Joe.
Yeah, if you want to just run through
Between this table, there's like 600 goals and 570 by Joe. So
This is true.
And the whole table's an even plus minus because of Joe. So there you go.
This is true.
I think I've taken a punch for everybody now in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody in this room you're taking a punch for, absolutely. Yeah, and dealt some too. Patrick dealt his punches, in the line where we would shake hands.
I have to say he's the only one that I ever knew that somebody stole the T-shirt idea off Pat Law. Good game, fuck you, good game.
Yeah, I'm a little pissed about that. I should probably get a fucking
Pat did do that.
Yeah.
All right, hey, Pat, if you want to tell us what your keepers are, go ahead.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I start off with the big three, pretty obvious ones, which are Austin Matthews, who I mortgaged the past and the future, a couple grandchildren for. That didn't work out awesome for me. Marner, finally got him out of that Canadian hellhole, so I'm looking forward to a big season for him. And Sammy Reinhart, former Sabre great down in Florida. Underrated guy. Robert Thomas is my fourth pick. I think he's primed to have a big year. The fifth one was kind of a tough one for me. I really love Brandon Hagel, but I am a little concerned that he doesn't get. It's hard to score 30 plus goals and not get any power play goals in the season.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that maybe he comes back with it. And then I was looking at Adam Fox, who I think will rebound, but ultimately I went with Brandon Hagel as my fifth keeper. And then my rookies, I got Lane Hudson, who
he's just an excellent offensive player. I hope he doesn't have a sophomore slump. And following that, I got Brent Clark, who I hope steps up a bit with the Kings. I got Callum Ritchie, who I think could do some good things with the Isles, and then Lucas Reichel. Terrible first name. People that name their kids Lucas, you got to kind of think about them. But the NHL name, Reichel. I hope he turns out. So yeah, I'm feeling all right about the team. I put a lot of chips in last year. Didn't really work out.
Yeah, that's a pretty solid lineup. I mean, okay. Anybody else?
No, absolutely. Get rid of Fox because you have Hudson. I would have done the same thing. There's no question about it. And you take a chance on Hagel. That's not bad. That's a pretty solid lineup there, though. I mean, your top four are really, really good. Hagel would be the one that I would question.
You could look at 300-point players.
Yes, easily.
I think the interesting thing with the Rangers, like any Ranger player this year, is I kind of feel like the Rangers are a boom bust team this year. They could be an absolute train wreck and tear it all down, getting ready to make a play for McDavid, because I think that's clearly where everything's headed, in my opinion, is that the Rangers. Yeah, I think they're going to offer, if he gets to free agency, I bet you they offer him 20% of the cap next year when the cap goes up another $24 million. So
I see Vegas. I think they want to get him and Eichel together.
Maybe he'll get hurt before the playoffs, and then they'll play in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's some weird things like that. But they could also, they could go the other way. A few guys.
You don't see Edmonton signing him?
I don't believe for a second that he's staying in Edmonton. I mean, it's not impossible. But the problem is they got. He's going to want 20% of the cap, which when the cap goes up, you're looking at probably $21 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to have Draisaitl, Bouchard, and that team's kind of incomplete already. So I think he's going to end up somewhere else. I think the Rangers are the only non-Florida, Vegas, Dallas team that he'll go to because of the taxes. So I think everybody goes to New York if they get the chance. But
yeah, he could also be like at the point where he's like, I can't win here. And I know he wants to win.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of pressure on the Oilers this year, but I think their hands are tied, and they're still the same damn team. And so
they haven't done much, right?
Well, the problems, they're a different version of the Leafs in my book. Their defense is a bit soft and doesn't come up big in the playoffs. And Skinner's average goaltender.
Yeah, they're pretty basic they're pretty average on wing too.
Yeah, and their depth is losing the McLeod trade really hurt them last year. You can see the difference without having McLeod out there. Yeah. So,
cool.
But we should probably talk a little bit of fantasy. I feel the need to opine on a couple of our fellow owners real quick.
Feel free.
Yeah, opine.
So. I want to give a shout out to Maddie with how came in the league, did a nice job, had a nice off season. I want to address Doug. Doug's won 2 championships. Can't take that away from him. But he also has had like Pat Mahomes level luck with like every team in the world.
Can't argue that.
Should have won, having weird playoff experiences or losing guys going into the playoffs. So, Doug's this, he's got to have porn or something. I'm the commissioner.
Hey, now.
But that brings us to the commissioner. I think we need to have a talk about the commissioner.
Get a new one named Derek?
No. I don't think we need to get Derek. I think the thing that I would say, and with our esteemed commissioner present, is he's built a very strong team, and I think that's undoubtable. But I gotta kind of question the cojones of our commissioner.
Fair.
Anybody can collect some talent, but Joe just doesn't seem to be able to make the deal to put it over the top. He won his one championship, but he probably should have like 5. But I don't know, man.
You talking about making trades at the end?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm talking about making trades at all. I mean, you did trade Zach Werenski after the season, but yeah, I think I'm calling you out for not making more.
Well, how did I get involved in this?
I know, right? Exactly.
Well, to be fair, 4 of his 5 keepers are trades.
This is true. I you know what? I'll be honest with you. I'll admit it. I get married to players. And I the other thing is I look at the value if I'm making trades. And Pat, you and I have made trades in the past. I remember the Rick Nash deal and a few deals going down. But I'm gonna make the trade that I feel is best for me. And sometimes I'm a little bit leery. Sometimes I'll take a chance. It's when the mood strikes me. I guess I don't know.
Well, okay, so it's like a menopausal type thing. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I might be having a hot flash right now as we speak.
And I need to say, I need to address Chris's comment. 4 of the 5 are trades. Chris, there's no room for facts in this.
Hey, if I could just pile on Doug for 1 second, all his keepers are 26 years old and younger.
Well, yeah, they're 26 years old and younger, and they're all breaking down. And
I just think he likes them young.
Are they all used?
Well, yeah, I would say, yeah. Doug does like them young. He likes everything young.
There you go. Pat, you never know. You never know when I'm going to make a trade. You never know.
Yeah, well, no, and I will say I go the opposite. I make way too many trades and probably a deep 6 my own seasons more often than that.
You could have 4 more championships.
Yeah, if you didn't make the trade. Exactly. I
share the wealth. I just win championships for other people. That's what I do. So
here's the way I look at it, Pat. I spend a lot of time preparing for the draft. I try to keep my team, keep my players, and everything else right. And I think a lot of it also has to do with having some faith in your lineup and having some faith down the road. But when it comes to making trades, even down the road. I mean, in the years that I've been in first place and my team has done very, very well, anytime that I haven't won, it's because the injury bug hit me, not during the end of the season, but it hit me when I had a really, really good team, the injury bug hit me during the playoffs. And that's not an excuse, and that's nothing you can't control. And the other thing is that something that some people in this league forget, I'm not calling anybody out, is that yes, you can have all the skill you want in thinking that you're drafting a really good team and everything else. But just like gambling, a lot of this comes down to luck too, and the stars have to be aligned and everything else. And sometimes you get a guy like Jeremy, like 2 years ago, he caught a heater in the playoffs. And Keith, by far, had the best lineup. He mowed everybody down. So, I mean, and that's good on Jeremy. I'm not taking that away from him. But you can think you have the best lineup, and you get injury bugs in the playoffs, and then you're cooked. And that's probably happened to me at least 4 or 5 times when I've had a first place team, and it's just the nature of the beast.
Bringing up Rajewski is a good segue to talking about Mark. And you talk about people that have faith in their lineups, and then there's Mark. Mark
sold his soul to the devil for his championship. Yes, we know.
Well, the thing is he's like the Cincinnati Bengals of fantasy hockey. He's cheap. Nobody really likes him, but man, every goddamn year, he puts the great lineup.
His team played well last year down the stretch.
Mark is Mark. He
just
wins.
Mark's amazing. I'm only kidding. Everybody loves Mark, but except his parents. And but yeah, that kid just, you look at his lineup and you're like, that is the most average lineup that is dangerous every year. And
until he beats you in the playoffs.
I don't understand how he does it, but man's like a fantasy hockey savant.
Let's not go too far.
Yeah, really. No,
he is a Raymond.
He does it. The thing about it is, I looked at his lineup and my end up going up against them, and I'm like, there's no way my team's losing to this. And
Mm-hmm.
his team just performed, and it was good on him.
Yeah.
Can't take
And
that
it's
away from
all
him.
A guy who's got 4 points all year all of a sudden has 10 that week.
Yeah,
You're like,
what
the hell?
What the hell? Right? Exactly.
Well,
It's
I mean,
luck,
last year my season got deep six by Ryan Donato, for Christ's sake. So I mean, come on. So
That's true.
This is true.
whatever. Fuck Donatos, all of them. So remember how ugly? What was Ted Donato? Remember Ted Donato?
Yeah, we played for Boston, right?
Yeah, that ugly motherfucker. Remember him? He was like Milan Lucic's mini-me. So unbelievable.
All right, Pat. Well,
All right,
thanks for
everything. With you.
Thanks for that.
Talk to you
We'll
soon.
move on and
Love you, buddy.
see you, brother.
Love you, man. See
Take
you
care.
guys.
Bye.
Take care of that ticker.
Okay. Pat's team, Austin Matthews, he traded for in 2024 with South Lakeview. Sam Reinhardt, he traded for in 2025 with Blackhawks Down. Mitch Marner, he got in a trade with Dog Pound with Derek in 2024. He drafted Brandon Hagel in the 7th round, pick 8.
Wow.
And Robert Thomas, he traded for with Derek again. And I think it was just at the end of last year. So
Pat's one of those guys that is either, I've noticed over the years, he has either got a hot draft
Mhm.
where he drafts really, really well, and then sometimes it's a stinker. And I'm like, Pat, what were you
No.
thinking?
okay, well, let's move on here. I'm going to have Joe. The next team is number 7, Blackhawks Down. I'm going to have Joe announce his keepers, and we'll go from there.
Can I ask a question before I start on Blackhawk Down? Does he have draft picks? Any draft picks this year?
He's got a
Good,
he's got a
draft
first,
picks?
second. He's
Good.
missing like a third.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. That's good. I'm glad he didn't trade him all the way. So he's keeping defenseman Cal McCarr. That's a no-brainer. You know, top 2, top 3 defenseman in the league, definitely. Tim Stützle from Ottawa. I actually like this one, and I don't know why, but maybe it's because I drafted him as a rookie. But Seth Jarvis from Carolina, he might have a really good year this year. This is year 4 for him.
What's that?
For Seth Jarvis, is this year 4 or 5?
No, he's not a rookie.
No, but as far as in the league, he's year 4,
I think he's
right?
5. I had him
4 or
last
5.
year.
You had him last year, yeah. Mark Scheifele, and then finally the grade 8 Alex Ovechkin. I think all pretty solid. I'd like to see what else he had, maybe, but I think overall pretty
Yeah,
solid.
I'm not sure he had much else. He's made some trades around the thing, but that's he traded for Stützle with Mark this year, and he kind of like moved some guys around to get some money. And
Surprised.
you have to keep Makar. I mean, I tried to get Makar, but he was kind of like, I'm gonna hang on to him for
I'm
another year.
surprised Mark got rid of Stützle.
I was kind of worried with that, but I think he was. I don't think he was very high on him. I mean, I love Seth Jarvis, and Matt came to me for him, and I was like, shit, somebody wants him. But he's a hell of a player. I mean,
He's another guy that plays
Yeah.
both sides of the ice
Yeah.
too. He plays penalty kill. He power play. He plays a lot.
yeah, I mean,
Good
Scheifele
player.
had a great year. You're gonna have
He
things,
did.
and
Great
can't
eight.
really. You gotta kind of hang on to Ovi. Who knows what's gonna happen with that? But
How did Ovi end up back in the draft? Was it after?
that was last year? Remember, he didn't get protected, and he picked them second.
Yeah.
We were all like, he's too old, and then we were wrong.
Yeah, he played like he was 26 again.
But anyways, Matt came into the league last year. He kind of threw some draft picks around. Like we always talk about. It takes you a few years to get settled into the league.
Yeah.
But Cal McCarr was actually traded for in 2020 with Derek and Dog Pound Hamburg, and that was with Scott. So Scott had him, but then Mark traded him for Jarvis. Mark traded him Stützle. I traded him Jarvis. He traded with Derek again in 2024. I think that was an off-season trade for Scheifele. I think that was one of the ones he threw a couple picks at. He got Scheifele, and then Ovi, he was drafted in round 1, pick 2 in 2024.
Amazing.
So, that's about all I have for Blackhawks Down. Unless you guys have anything else. All right, the
No,
next
we have
team
to-
is team number 8. What?
Just going to note that's the 5th defenseman saved out of the 7 teams.
Yeah.
We've talked about it, but I mean, how can you not?
Well, yeah, he's
Yeah,
tough.
that's-
That's a
I'm going to tell you this:
Yeah.
if I had that's a forward on your team. I know I was trashing on defensemen.
Yeah.
If I had Quinn Hughes or Cal McCarr, I wouldn't save him. Yeah. It's like having a forward on your team.
That's
there's-
definitely
Everybody else, no.
that's a 100-point defenseman, like
Easily.
most times,
Yes.
maybe 110.
Yeah. And if they're healthy again this year, and sky's the limit.
All right, the next team is Mr. Barmos, Area 51, and I'll let you have the
All right.
spotlight.
Kaprizov, obviously number one. That was the cornerstone when I had traded Ovechkin to Jeremy when he won his championship a couple years ago. One thing I wanted him in the deal. I wasn't trading until I got him because I hoped he was going to be something, and he's turning around. So he's the cornerstone right now. I got Barkov. Had a little scare today. Hoping it's nothing too bad, but we'll see. Clayton Keller, hoping for him to actually turn that corner and be the player that he's shown glimpses of. He's a solid point guy, I think, but I think he can take his game to a whole nother level. Jasper Bratt, young guy who's right there, I think, too, can come about. And recent trade, I traded back for somebody I had drafted as a rookie when he first came into the league, Matthew Tkachuk. Gave up a first rounder. I had 3 of them to give, so I gave 1 up. I really wanted to, all the good teams seem to have 3 really solid, that top line, 3 players.
Mm-hmm.
I thought with Krill, Barkov, and Tkachuk, that was a good 3 to base everything off of. So I figured it was worth that first round pick. Seeing how I had 2 others to go after Tkachuk. I know he's going to not play until the beginning of December. I was riding that, but he's going to be a good cornerstone, I think, for me for coming up.
Yeah, I know some people are giving you shit about that, but man, you had 3 first-round picks, and you took one and got a
Stud.
yeah. I don't blame that. That's
I still have the 3rd pick overall, so
yeah.
No, I don't blame. I would have given up one of the 3 picks. It's worth it.
Kaprizov, did you draft him in the rookie draft, or did you trade for him?
I traded for him.
Because
traded for
I
him.
knew he got drafted in the rookie draft. I thought you drafted him.
No, I traded for him in the first year he was drafted.
Okay.
Like I said, that was
Who else did you get for Ovechkin? Kaprizov and somebody else?
Yeah, it was like a 6-player deal, I think, back then.
Okay.
It was like Ovechkin and somebody else really good
now.
at the time. Jeremy rode that to his championship. I had actually thought it was Kucherov at that time, but Keith checked the records and it wasn't.
Yeah, I did have you. You traded with Blackhawk this year. You traded with Cheek to Vegas for Keller, but Jesper Bratt was the first pick in the draft last year.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
yeah.
And he kept him.
Yeah, a little bit of.
So when you picked up Tkachuk, who did you drop? Who did you not pick? Protect them.
DeBrincat. DeBrincat was going to be my keeper.
Well, I mean, you're the 3rd pick that can easily be there.
Yeah,
Not saying you would, but it could easily be there for you.
Right.
So.
Good point.
Yeah, I mean, rebuilding something.
Sorry, technical difficulties with the lights.
All right, well.
Audio's still working though.
All right, so the next one is Hamburg Brew Crew and Derek, and I'll just give him a shout. He just said he's ready, so let's give him a call.
Hello.
Hey, buddy boy. What's going on?
Hey, guy.
How you doing?
Oh, yeah.
I got my Chris and Joe and me over here, and we're collecting keepers. How you doing?
Thanks for leaving without me, Joe. I would have came with you.
Oh, you son of a gun.
I had no idea.
I would have picked you up.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm
sure.
No idea.
Everybody heard that.
was-
Podcast. Derek will be on.
It was in
Pick him
in the text group that I was coming.
One dog, one bone.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely me.
Yes, I'm going to take a dump on your front lawn.
Your dog does all the time, baby. He loves to fertilize it.
I know.
All right, man.
What's
So
going
what
on,
did you do?
fellas? Harley, how's the pod going so far today?
We're good. We're doing really good.
It's all right. We're not even throwing a lot of shade neither. It's actually been pretty civil.
No, we got
Nice.
you're the 9 team, and then we got Etobicoke is 10. So we're
With the exception of Pat, I have to say it's been pretty civil.
Yes.
Okay.
And
All
we
right.
are hitting the 50-minute mark.
Well, wait on. We did. Wait a minute. We did pile on.
50 minutes. Shit.
We did pile on Doug a little bit.
Oh well, I mean, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
all right. So
when
I know.
this blows up, people are gonna pile on Doug too. So
Yes.
I know. We had a little conversation about who you're keeping today, but
The
let's,
teenagers will.
let's have them. What are we doing?
yeah, so I mean, so obviously my rookies. You guys know my rookies.
Yeah.
I got Kulik, Bobby Brink, Adam Fantilli, Luke Hughes, and Shane Wright. Got 2 picks in the first round in the rookie draft this year, so I'll be looking to get rid of a couple of those guys. My keepers are going to be Braden Point, Kyle Connor, Jack Eichel, Martin Nietzsche, and Jason Robertson.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I had. Yeah.
So I guess breaking news. I will be trading my middle 5th round of my 3 5th-round picks to Emily to select Elias Pettersson at number 2. So he will essentially be my 6th keeper.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Just make sure that you get whatever pick is going back to her.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or if you wanted to send it to the site, I can clear it too. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah. So basically, that's what I was saying. Like with you and her, you have 6 picks.
Yep.
So, but that's good. Yeah. I know, what are you thinking about with Hughes? That's kind of becoming a situation.
Yeah, I've been watching. I mean, there's really nothing I can do. I'm assuming with the 2 first-round rookie picks, I'm assuming I'll probably release Fantilli onto my regular team and probably drop Bobby Brink, but we'll see what happens with Hughes.
What do you think about Fantilli? Honestly, I look at him. I'm not knocking the pick because I would have picked him too. I think the guy's been a total disappointment. What's your thought about his play?
I will tell you, probably the last 25, 30 games of last year, he came on pretty well. I mean, I'm looking at it right now. He ended at a 1.8.
Yeah.
So
he
had a hell of a last.
Yeah, he played really good down.
From?
Yeah, he really, really did. So, we'll see. I mean, the way he played the last quarter of the season is probably what we all expected. But yeah, he was a disappointment before that. So.
Well, just remember that we have that new rule, which you can keep a player for next year, and it starts next year. So,
right.
But even if you move him around, you can put him back on. But
yeah, sure.
We'll talk about more of that when we get to the rookie draft.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, cool. All right, cool, brother.
Thanks, boys.
All right, man. Talk to you later.
See you.
Thanks.
See you later, honey.
Have a good one.
Keep the seat warm for me.
Right.
Yep, we'll do. Bye.
Yeah, Derek traded for Eichel this year with Doug. He traded with Doug for Kyle Connor too. Traded for Braden Point and Robertson last year with I don't care. I can't remember what he traded for that, but that was like a big deal with Jeremy on something. You know, Jeremy comes in and makes those big trades, all these big names thrown around. And then Nietzsche, he traded with Doug, and as soon as Doug traded him, he got traded to the Hurricanes.
That's funny.
Or to the Colorado.
Yeah. I
He
think
likes trading with Doug.
Yeah, Doug likes trading.
I think that's a solid lineup.
You know,
I mean,
I think
I think it's a
he has
no-brainer.
set himself up. So, like with the picks he has, the rookies he has, with the keepers he has, I think he set himself up pretty nicely.
I say top 2 or 3.
I think he's going to be a top team. I think him, not to take away from anybody else, like you, me, Pat,
Jeremy,
even Chris. Well, let's see what's up at the park off. I think we all have pretty good teams. I mean,
I looked at last year. I think I told you this last year. I think last year there was maybe one not so good team though. I mean, maybe 2 not so good teams the whole entire season. I think it was competitive, especially in the middle of the season. There was everything. Like if you looked at the records and everything else, everybody was beating everybody. And I think it's a credit to everybody in the league just drafting well, making good trades, keeping good lineups. And that's why, last year when people wanted to make all these dumb trades, dumbasses about, or not trades, but make these league changes and everything else. Why would you mess or fuck with the rules or the point system of a league where everybody's
everybody's
on pair and anybody can win every week. And I really believe that.
I think we're at the point we're at. I don't think we change anything anymore.
I think it's solid, and I think it's everybody has a chance.
Goalies fixed. I think that was the biggest thing was getting
yes.
fixed.
I think we're at the one. That was your idea.
No, but I think why would you want to change anything? Because it was so close all season long, and there were some teams that at the end of the season they broke free, right? And then they caught a heater and everything, right? But you get Mark, who makes the playoffs. He wasn't doing great most of the year, and then his team just comes on. And he had a great run, and your team died at the end. But when you look at the season from the beginning to the end, it was tight most of the season, and it was within a couple of games. I think it's great. I like it.
We got it. I think we got it. We're not going to have to change anything. I mean,
No.
I'm sure somebody will bring something up. And
Well,
say,
somebody's going to feel slighted.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get to the last team, which is Etobicoke.
I know I'm prolonging.
Emily has this.
No,
I'm gonna write this one out. Her keepers are Artemi Pennerin, Mikko Rantanen, Mikko Hischier, Dylan Guenther, and Nick Suzuki.
I like 4 of them.
Yeah, I think.
Nice job.
She's got a better team this year.
I think she's got them all. Yeah. Well, I kind of made a pretty big deal with Hischier and Rantanen to get her on her way. That's what you do. You go to the teams that have a bunch of players and you say, "Here, let's make a deal." And we did. I sent it to her. She's like, "Let's take it." But no, I think, like I said, man, everybody's kind of like getting closer and closer. I like it. I love when the league's competitive. It's a lot more fun than when you have bad teams. But Artemi Pennerin was traded by me in 2018, so that's the third longest tenured player.
Yeah.
I don't remember who the heck I traded. Is it Twisted Sticks? I think I traded.
Wow.
So I also traded her, Rantanen and Hischier this year. We made that trade with the rookie pick and Cutter Gauthier. Pat traded her Guenther last year at the deadline, and then Suzuki was traded for in 2024 with Derek. So, but
I think it's a solid line.
Smiley Anna Scott shout out this podcast.
Yeah. I like Smiley. I like Scott.
Smiley.
I think we're all.
I remember when Smiley showed up for the draft and everybody thought he was Doug.
I do remember that.
His wife's too old for that.
It's true.
Anyway, so that's all our keepers, and I don't know if anybody else has anything to add, but we're running at about an hour here.
Predictable.
55 minutes.
Okay.
So
That's okay.
Joe still has 4.5 minutes to talk.
Well, editing will be at 50.
Yeah, I think everybody's on the right track here. Getting nice league. I love, and I don't even care about winning anymore. I just like being in it and doing dumb crap and negotiating with Doug coming over and telling me to make a trade, and I like think about it for 5 minutes and then run back and make a trade on him.
I personally like that we seem to be getting together again.
I always think it's fun.
Yeah, it's always, and I think
Some
a
of
lot
us
more
are for the draft. Some of us.
I mean, like even during the season though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like going out for a beer.
Right.
I mean, we have the patio now. We can always do podcasts, have people over.
I mean, we can always do invite everybody over here for the rookie draft and do it right here. And the people that aren't here, we can do the same thing. We can call them and do whatever we want.
We have an official league office now. So,
and like anybody wants to come in, come on down.
It's always great when we just actually just talk hockey.
Yeah. So, all right. Well,
should be fun. Draft on October 3rd.
Yeah.
I'll be up in the booth at Orchard Park High School, but it will be all right. I'll be ready to go.
Stop by afterwards. I'm sure we'll still be going.
Yeah, I think so.
And, Joe, thank you for being our first
All right,
guest.
thanks for inviting me, guys.
Bro.
Thanks for inviting me.
Cool. All right. Well, that's going to wrap up our Keepers podcast. And, good luck, everybody. See you on the 3rd for the draft.
Take care.
See you on the 3rd.
Sit. Now the play out music happens, as they're talking, the credits are rolling.
It seems like the Sabres are friggin'
All of a sudden, 5-2.
Dude, are skating motherfuckers.
They're losing now.
They were down 3-2.
5-2.
Oh, yeah. Sabres got like
different logos.